Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. So what we're going to do today is play with book page, and I have a whole bunch of book page pockets that came out of my colossal tome of concepts, which is this beast of a binder. It is enormous, but it is just full of, sorry, it's really hard to show this on camera because it's so huge, but it is just full of ideas, pocket ideas, envelope ideas, and they all get going sideways because all I've done is paper clip them in here. A lot of people glue them into actual journals. I don't do that because I want to be able to take it out like I have with the ones that I have on my desk right now and, you know, unfold them, look at them, see how they're made, measure things, all that. So I do it using these plastic pockets. Can't think what they're called right now. But anyway, with pieces of paper, and then as you can see, I just paper clip my stuff on there so that I can easily take it out. So it is kind of a mess because they get sliding this way and that way, but they're all in pockets and safe. So that's the big thing, but that thing is a beast and it's impossible to like really show you guys on camera. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're just going to make these different book page pockets. And the thing I want to say about this, because I understand we don't all have the same types of books and things like that, but you can make any of these pockets out of a piece of copy paper. So like any digitals, any scrapbook paper. I don't know that I would use cardstock simply because most of these, like especially this style, would get really thick, hard to fold, and bulky in your journal. So for example, on this one, because this is 10 inches long, I'm going to use this old, I think it's a Greek opera or something like that. I'm not even sure because I can't read it. But anyways, we're going to use that. This one I glued to, this is one book page, and then I glued just a top flap on it so that it would be the length that I wanted it to be. So you need one that is 10 inches long by 4 inches wide. That's with the flap and everything. That's with all the parts, okay? So 10 by 4, whatever kind of paper you want to use. If you don't have book page because you're just starting out, then don't worry about that. Oh, I left my little book downstairs. Hold on just a minute. Okay, I am back. So I need to say hugs and blessings to June, Patty, and Celeste. I want to thank you guys so much for all your kind comments. Oh my gosh, you guys are fabulous. And watching my videos pretty much daily and all those things. So I really appreciate it. So the first score is going to be at 1 inch. So that's your flap that goes over the top. I'd call this sort of like a little envelope. And then I need to move this to see this. I wrote them on here. So it's 4 by 10 is the size. You're going to score at 1 inch, 4 inches, and 7 inches. So 1 inch is done. Then we need to go to 4 inches and then the 7 inches. So it's good to have an idea book if you don't have one yet. I do recommend that because I do thumb through it from time to time. I know we all forget. And a lot of these things, if you've followed me for a while, you've probably seen. But I just thought it might be fun to do this for a review. And I do have a lot of new subscribers. So welcome to all of you. And I just thought this might be a helpful thing to have. And not all of these ideas are mine. I'm not claiming them as mine. A lot of them are other people's ideas, you know, because we watch each other and get ideas from wherever. So I don't remember whose or whose because, yeah, like I've had that one for quite some time. So I apologize. But there, you know, I mean, I've watched Rachel do book page, Patricia Veramontes, Gail Augustinelli, so like it could be really just about any of those ladies. Or Dee Dee Farago, yeah, friends of mine that also make journals. Okay, so you can see scoring at 1, 4, and 7, 10-inch long strip of paper. And then we're going to make pockets. So I'm using the other half of the same book page to make pockets. You can use, again, copy paper, scrapbook paper, whatever you like to use. And then you're just going to make one of these little pockets, and I did not measure this one ahead of time. So it's 2 3/4, 2 3/4 by 3, 2 3/4 by 3. We can do that. So I hope you guys are doing good. I am doing good. It is a icky, yucky old windy day out, which makes me sad. By 3. That doesn't look wide enough, but did I measure it wrong? That's possible. No, that's right. It just for some reason doesn't look big enough. One thing you do need to check if you have, oh, I forgot to say, this was 2 book pages glued together. That's what I was going to say. It's 2 book pages glued together for most of these pockets. If I tell you it's 1, or if it's 1, I'll tell you so that you are aware. And then you're just going to thumb notch it. And you can do any sewing that you want to do. For these, I'm just going to build them so that you guys can see, and we're going to call it good at that because I want to get, you know, through a few different ones. We're not going to decorate them. We're just making the pockets. And then we're just going to glue this on. So get out whatever paper you want to use. I'll try to keep it simple as possible. And then you're just going to glue that on there. And you could do different directions of pockets. Like if you're like, oh, I don't want one that way, then you could have it going up, or you just want a variation. You could have, well, if you go up with it, you're going to have to do maybe a little pocket and little short tags. And that's what I had to do with this one up here, because you can see this, you know, you can't have it super tall tags because you're folding it all up like that, right? So you just want to make pieces that will fit like this. Okay, and that I got a little close to that end, so it'll all get folded. And then you just need a little tag out of book page, and this one is it's almost 2.5, not quite, but you could make it 2.5. It would fit in there still. 2.5 by 3.5. So I'll take that same piece of paper that I had left over, and if you don't have one left over, just use a different one, you know, some other paper that you have. So we're gonna go 3.5 by 2.5. Just simple little tag. And you could stitch around these too, you know, to make it more interesting. And obviously we would decorate these, but sometimes it's fun just to make up some book page pieces. And then if you're doing the 50 stack challenge or whatever, you can use these as bases. Okay, and then I need, and I won't torture you with inking today either. This one is, well, I'm going to go 4 because I know mine's 4 because I just cut it 4 by 2. 4 by 2. That one's a little wider. Not this way. Sorry. My brain could not wrap around that there for a second. Did you see it? It was scary. Okay, I gotta get it straight. Oh, you know what? I bet that's not gonna work, is it? Nope, because it just wasn't big enough to begin with. I'll just cut. I have a whole stack of these glue pages over there, so we'll just use that. It doesn't really matter. If you're really concerned about it matching, like being the same book page, if you're going to have a lot of the book page showing, then just, you know, you'll have to cut one accordingly using the same type of book page. But I'm not going to stress about that, because chances are it will get covered up enough that it's not going to make any difference. And then we're going to put a thumb notch. And normally I would ink in ink, and you probably want to ink before you glue it down, just because that edge right there is hard to ink otherwise if you're going to ink. If you're not, then don't worry about it. So that'll just go right barely above the fold that, you know, that I just folded, because you don't want it getting caught up in the, you know, when you do this. Stay down. Okay, and then we need a little short stubby tag for there. Put my pen over there before I lose it. Rolls off the desk, and then I'll be looking everywhere for it. I think I can do one out of this. I'm just going to. And you can make this any size that you want. The one that's in here is 2 by almost 2 3/4. So basically you just are making it so that you can close your flap right here. That's all you really need to know. So I'm just gonna kind of go like that. And we'll cut that. I wish I had a smaller cutter. Sorry guys, this thing is such a beast, but that's the one I have, so. And I love those swing arm cutters. They're great, other than sometimes user error. I mess stuff up, and I used a different kind of punch when I punched that one, but just use what you got to make a tag to go in there. See? So as long as it fits. And then right here you could put a piece of coffee dyed paper, some other paper that you could write on, and you'll have a little writing spot in your little envelope. And then it's a little fat up here, so I'm going to kind of move my line, my fold line. You'll see I put half around, so that's just 2 pieces of book page together. So we'll just take this one and we'll do what size is this one? A 2-inch punch, but you can use whatever size punch you want. And I'm not going to worry about it a whole lot because I'm going to just do a half. I think I used my smaller punch, but it doesn't matter. It's just to hold your pocket down. So you could do a whole circle. You could do the little circles with the string, you know, that wrap around and wrap around. I don't know what they're called, I'm sorry, but it's 2 circles, one here and one here. You wrap your string around each little circle. You can do it however you want, and if you do this kind, you just put some glue across the bottom to hold that flap. And that's that, all done. So that's one idea that you can do. And then this could go in a pocket. You could put it on a page. I need a little page. Where's my little pages? So if this was a, you know, half a journal page, whatever, you could glue it at the bottom and it could come out like that. You could put it in the middle of your page and it could unfold, and you could leave it open, like just glue the 2 sides right here, and it could be sort of like a belly band with a long tag in the middle. You can just stick it into a pocket. So that's how I would use that. So that's a fun one, done. And then we'll do a different something. This is inspired by Rachel at Roxy Creations, and I'm sure y'all have seen this, but again, if you're new, or maybe you forgot, I don't know if Rachel used Guest Check, but she does this style of hinged pocket a lot, or not just pocket, but, you know, writing spot. So you can do it however you like. I did my sample one out of my book like this. So this you could decorate really nice. Writing spot here, and then put a thumb notch and you have a pocket. So when you glue it onto your page, you glue down this side across here, back up there, and you have a pocket here, and this opens and closes. You can tie a string around it or whatever, but I think one little flap like that would probably stay closed fine. I don't think you'd have to do a lot to it. I need a hinge, And I have a little one right here, and I think I'm just going to use this for the sake of video. But, you know, you might want to make it the same length as this piece. You don't have to, because this is going to work just fine. You could glue it on the inside. So there's a few ways, you know, if you don't want to see it, you can glue it on the inside, or you can glue it on the outside. So I think I will go inside. My pocket is not very straight. He's fine. It'll probably get covered up anyways. Chances are. Okay, so this, sorry, this is always a brain twister for me for some reason. This hinge thing. And you just want to get it as straight as you can. Sort of centrally. It's hard with a ripply guest check. This one's been coffee dyed, as I'm sure you can tell. I bent that. Okay. And then you just put your little other piece on your hinge. So this, I know this is a Rachel thing because I remember seeing her do stuff like that. I'm just going to do it this way. It doesn't really matter, again, because chances are most of this is going to get covered with some decorative something on the front. So there's your little hingey doo-wah. Just don't want to get it too close, because otherwise it doesn't open very well right there. Okay, so that's that. And then you could add some coffee dyed paper here for writing. You could add a shorter pocket and put a tag in it. You could have this side as a tuck by gluing it here, down this side, and across here. Or you can glue here, here, and here and have a long tuck. I think for this one, I might go ahead and put the, since the other one was a top loading one, I think I'll make this a side loading one. You could mass make them and have them all ready to go. So hopefully even people that have watched for a while or are, you know, have journaled for a while are going, oh yeah, I remember that one. I'm going to make one for my new journal. So this isn't just for beginners. This could be really ideas for anybody. So this one's super simple. This is just basically, sorry, getting a page here. Book page that is glued together. This is one of my glue pages. When I glue on my book over here and it gets too sticky, I fold it over and it makes these funny little, usually crooked pages. But it's okay because we're just going to trim it down. So I might make it a little bit shorter than this one. I had a paper clip on this one at the top of a page, and I think that would be a really fun, you could even do an altered paper clip by putting the paper clip on the back and hook it onto your page. So let's just go with, like, cut off a lot of the extra here. And then fold it in half, and you can make them any size. Like this one's clearly not even the same size as the other one I did. Doesn't matter. They could be different for every single journal you do, and it doesn't make any difference. It's just going to give you some variety. And then I'm feeling like this isn't glued very well. See, this is the thing with glue pages, because, you know, it just has glue here and there from where you were gluing things. So sometimes you got to go back in, and you can also stitch around them, and that'll keep them together better. But we're not stitching today, we're gluing. Sorry, I do have a trimmer, so I apologize if you're like, what in the world's wrong with her? That's all. It's just, oh, getting old is fun. That's what it is. All right, and then we're going to clip our corners so we get that tag shape. And you can choose whatever size, a little clip you want. And then you would cover in here with coffee dyed paper, just like I did here. And then you could decorate the front up. This one I obviously didn't decorate either because it went in my idea book, but that is another idea. So super simple. You can make it whatever size you want. Skinny, tall, short, fat, whatever. I think they'd be really cute though, like at the top of a page. All right, this one is, I think that's 2 book pages. So we need 2 book pages. I think I will use, how do I not have 2 the same size? I'll just use these little ones that are stuck together because it's not going to matter. I'll cut them apart. That's just a little old History of England book I have that was falling apart. So it's getting its second life. And if all you have is dollar store book pages, use those. It makes no difference. That's what I think, I'm pretty sure these ones are. Because if you're going to decorate over the top of it, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm sorry, I just got to look at this for a second. So it's basically 1 page folded in half. So whatever size your book page is, fold it in half. Because it, again, doesn't matter. As long as it's going to fit in your journal. That's the only requirement. And then I'm going to just do the same thing. So you do want, for this, you would want 2 that are the same size. You could cut them the same size, and that would be fine. Because what you're going to do is glue one over the top of the other to make that front pocket right there. I know it's hard to see, huh? So there's a front pocket right here. So we're going to put a thumb notch in that one. Maybe if we can find where the... it doesn't like this paper very much. This has sort of got a little bit of a cottony feel to it. I'm not sure that it's that rag paper, but it definitely has that feel. And the punches don't really like those. I don't know why. And then you're just going to glue 3 sides to make that front pocket. This would definitely be a very skinny tag, but that's okay. Sometimes in those really tall journals, it's nice to have these skinny tall pages. You don't want the glue all the way out here in the middle though. Yeah, I think this might be rag paper because it's just eating up that glue. Soaking it right in. Or something very similar anyway. Okay, so there's my little pocket. And I'll go ahead and ink just this notch just so you can kind of see it a little bit better. So you know what the heck, where the papers went. You're just putting 1 page inside of the other, gluing it. And then you can do a million things with this, by the way. You can leave both pages and have them as writing spots. So you'd put coffee dyed paper, coffee dyed paper, coffee dyed paper, coffee dyed paper, and decorate this. That's a different version. But for this one, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. And I'll still have quite a bit of writing room. But I would use this flap that's on here, you know, to hook onto a page in a journal. So I would have my journal page, for example. I would glue this on here, either side, either on the opposite side and have it flip like that, or on this side and have it flip open and close. You could glue that down and then add another strip of paper if you wanted to make a tuck. You could add a piece of ribbon along there, a piece of washi tape, something, you know, sort of make it decorative. And then you put writing paper here, here, and here, and then have your pocket. So that is an excellent one to make. And that is done. And what's this one? Oh, this one is another variation sort of thing. Let's see, we'll use this page and one of our glue pages, and I think that'll work just fine. Sorry, have to get my brain around it. So you're basically taking, this one I just took one sheet of book page. You could do two if you wanted, but you'll also be most likely decorating. As long as you strengthen this page a little bit, because it's going to go on your journal page and be a tuck. So I don't know that I would want one thickness of paper. You might want to, you know, put another strip of paper along there and then do your thumb notch, just so when you're slipping stuff in and out, you don't just tear that, you know. So take your book page, fold it in half. I'm going to cut this down a tiny bit just because it's kind of a bigger piece of book page. And I'll cut it at, let's just do 4 inches wide when it's folded. So it would be 8 inches when it's unfolded. And then let's do 5 tall, just because I don't know. And then you're basically, this one I went really long, like those pockets. I think I just took another book page of the same size and folded it over, like, so this is going to open this way. It was this kind of thing. I drew all over the back of that one. So we're just going to cut, rather than having this wider top part, I'm just going to cut from this corner all the way over to this corner. I'm going to even that out first. I'm not sure why I scribbled all over the back of that. I was doing something, who knows what it was. So let me put this so you can see. I'm just cutting from one corner to the other corner on my book page. And it's not perfect because my edge is wonky. So I'm just evening these up because they were all folded weird. Okay. And I think that should fit, if I can figure out how. So it's a little bit different than that other one, but it's the same process. I'm not sure why I had it be so wide over here. You can do it like that if you want to, but you don't have to. So we have this one with our pocket going that way, and we're just going to glue. Oh, this glue is driving me nuts. I love this glue, but I don't know why it's all oozing out. It's not even, it's probably about 3/4 full, maybe almost half. So it's not excessively full. It's not cold or hot in here, it's just normal. These glues are very persnickety. So then that's there and its pocket. I'm going to glue this down a little bit. You could definitely do some stitching along the edges of this if you wanted to. Just stitch like that. Of course, you'd have to open it. Glue pages don't always glue perfectly, as I mentioned before. Okay, so now we have the same thing basically. Pocket, open it, and there's another pocket here. So just because, like I mentioned, I want to strengthen that, I'm going to add a piece of paper on here just to strengthen it. It would probably get covered anyway, and it probably wouldn't matter because you could cover it with a whole sheet of coffee dyed paper. But for our purposes, I'm just going to go ahead and put one of these on there. And that'll strengthen it well enough for whatever ends up, wherever it ends up. Oh, now you can't even find these on Amazon anymore. So I don't know what to say, you guys, about glue. I have a stash because my lovely, lovely friend Heidi sent me a whole bunch of these ones, which to me are the exact same thing as the Scotch Create Permanent. I don't know what is going on with them and their glue. I have no idea. Oh, this isn't quite the same length. I don't know what I did, but anyway, it'll work. Because like I said, it'll probably get covered. But anyways, all I could say is maybe just try some other glues and see if there's anything you like. It's so aggravating when they do stuff like that. I just said this doesn't work good. And then I glued it and tried to cut it and made it worse. But yeah, I guess just see what you can find. I know Gail loves the Oohoo. I don't like it, but that's just me. That doesn't mean anything. Everybody has their glue thing, you know. Faber-Castell has glue sticks that might work. I don't know. So, sorry about that. I know it's a real pain in the rump. All right, this one is super easy. I'm sure you can see how easy it is. But it's a good one, and I like it, and I forget about it. So, I was like, ooh, yeah, that one. Let's do that one. Okay, so you have a piece of glue page. And it doesn't matter, again, what size it is. I'll measure this for you, but it's just obviously all going to depend on the size of your particular book page, your journal, all those things. So this one is 5 3/4 roughly by, we'll cut it at, let's just cut it at 4 1/2. 5 3/4 by 4 1/2. And you're going to fold it in half. And this one's not as tall as that one, but it'll be fine. You'll get the idea anyways. And then what you do is just fold up. I'm going to fold up just like, I don't know, a little over an inch, barely over an inch. And this is all coming apart again because it's glue page. But you can use any paper you want. And it's nice and crunchy from being glue pages. Okay, so you have your half fold. And it's not wanting to cooperate very well because the glue's a little thick in there. Okay. And you can, if you want to, decrease some of the bulk, cut out a little bit there. And I think I'm going to simply because, like I said, this one's real persnickety because of the glue that's on the inside. So I'll just do like that and cut that little bit out. That'll just help free up the movement a bit. Okay, and then you do a thumb notch on each side. Sorry, sometimes, sheesh, it's a struggle. Okay, so now you have that, and you're just going to glue those little pockets on 2 sides. And you could use this a lot of ways too, but I'll show you how I use it. I don't know why I glued the book page and not that, but anyway. So on your journal page, you would just put it like this. Then you have a pocket here, and you can have another tuck there. So if you glued across here, down here, and over here, you'd have a tuck there. You could glue here, here, and have a tuck like that. Then when you turn your page, you glue the same way, or you could even glue different on each page so that your tuck on either side is different. You could also glue it all the way down and just have this pocket on each side. So there's loads of things you can do, but then, you know, when you turn your page, you've got a little pocket on either side. Those are very handy, and I forget about them. So hopefully I'm jogging your memory or giving you new ideas. All right, this one cannot be easier. Take a book page. You can use any size book page you want. I'll tell you what this one is, just for the sake of knowledge. So 9 1/4 by almost 6. And you fold it in half, and you fold it in half again. Okay, and that gives you this little flip out thing. You can have it whichever way you like it. You know, I like to have it so it opens like a book and then opens down, but you can do whatever direction you want. Then you take pieces of paper, and I'm just going to do this for the sake of quickness. I'm not going to decorate this all up, but say, for example, you can put something decorative on the front page. So I'm going to put music page, and then you could add, you know, a flower or a person or whatever, bird, whatever you like. This particular one, you wouldn't really have to do anything because there's so many blank pages, but generally if you're using a book page, there's going to be print on there. So because of that, I'm gonna decorate these. You can collage them more, or you can add one sheet of paper like I'm doing in the middle. I have in the past, like once you decorate them, you can add cool little strips of dictionary page or whatever you'd like. They're just great writing spots because, as you can see, you can write on all these little squares and they stay super flat. You can add pockets to them. And I would normally ink all these pages and things. But anyways, good little writing spots. And then when you open it this way, you've got 4 more. And I just cut all these the same size, but you could see how you could use scraps, like especially your plain scraps. Well, these are all scraps, but smaller bits. All your plain scraps and collage all over. And like I said, I would normally do this on ones that have writing rather than this big black kind of mess. But anyway. But I can still use this piece and just collage a little bit to kind of cover up that that part. And I didn't cut all these exactly the same. I got close, but they're all a little different. It was all about what size they started as. So you can see, you could make it very decorative or as plain as you like it. But great way to use up scraps for sure. Make a whole bunch of them up. They're great to stick in pockets. You could paper clip them on the side of the page. You can, like I said, add a little pocket here and there in them and put a gift card in them. Like use them like a, you know, greeting card. Oh, I did that weird. That's fine. Yeah, so like decorate the front. You have writing spots. You could, like I said, put a pocket, put a gift card. Have writing spots or decorative pictures. You could do photographs, like if you're sending one to grandma. And I would normally cover that one. I thought I had enough for all the pages, but I apparently didn't. So yeah, super simple idea. So that's what I have for you today. So book pages or anything. Like I said, you could use a piece of copy paper. Coffee diet, don't coffee diet. Do this splattering thing and you could make all those pockets out of that kind of thing too. Or so even if you are like literally just starting, like you don't have anything, any scrapbook paper, anything, you can easily take copy paper, just splatter some coffee, a little bit of watercolor or even food dye, and make yourself some pockets. So anyway, I hope those were ideas that you liked. I hope it jarred some of your memories if you've been making journals for, you know, 10 years or something. Hopefully that at least you went, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I'm going to make some of those. So I hope it wasn't boring is what I'm trying to say. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.